shape up here in our example, we have a composite figure, meaning that there's a bunch of figures put together to make one solid. If I split this into two separate solids and kind of put a divider line up here, I have a cube up top. What are the three dimensions of the cube? 1 by 1 by 1, which would make me have a volume of 1 cubic unit. What will be the volume of the prism on the bottom? 312, so multiply that all together, we get 6 units cubed. So my total volume would be 7 cubic units. Okay, so that's the most basic figure, which is a rectangular prism. The most basic figure, you just do length times width times height. Well, it may not always be just a rectangular prism. It could be a triangular prism, or it could be a trapezoidal prism, or it could be an octagonal prism. So what we like to do for our generic formula to find volume of any prism is big B times H. And I would transfer that. Larson, please put it away. So transfer that over onto your index card for volume. So your volume of a prism is big B times H. Where again, your capital B stands for what? The area of the base, not just base, the area of the base. So area of the base, and your H stands for the height of the prism. Which is, don't confuse that with the height of your base shape. Those are two different things. Okay, well, if we go from a prism to a cylinder, what is your base shape of a cylinder every single time? Circle. So instead of a capital B, what do we input in place? How do we find the area of a circle? Pi r squared. Good. So my volume for a cylinder is pi r squared H. I'm going to make sure I get that onto my index card. Okay, so those are the two formulas that we're going to first focus on for 12.4. So we'll go finish these examples, do some practice, then we'll do 12.5 notes, and then you'll have a 12.4, 12.5 packet to work on to finish for the end of class. All right, so for our first shape, is it a prism or a cylinder? Prism, good. What is the base shape of that prism? It's a trapezoid, good. So because it's a trapezoid, how do we find the area of that top trapezoid? Does anybody remember the trapezoid area formula?
Split in half.
You do split something in half. What do you split in half?
Half of the base.
Half of the base. So to find my big B, it's going to be equal to, Larson, I feel like this is the third time I've said something to you about that finger pushing your phone. 1/2, huh? Base 1 plus base 2 times height. Right? And if you don't remember all of these formulas, maybe you want to put that onto your index card. So what big B can equal to? Well, it could be either just base times height, if it's a square, rectangle, or parallelogram, or it could be 1/2 base times height, if your shape is a triangle, or if it's a trapezoid, it could be 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. If you do not remember any of those, you do need to have those for your final exam. So you don't have those remembered, you might want to get those onto your final exam index card. Okay, so let's go ahead and find our big B. What are the two bases and their lengths of the trapezoid? Yeah, what are they? Their lengths? Like this base is 14. What's this front one? Not 3. 6. So 14 plus 6 is 20. The height of the trapezoid is 3. So my big B is equal to half of 20, which is 10, times 3, which is 30. Now, don't confuse this H here for this H up here. They're two different things. This is the height of the prism. How high up does your prism stand? 5. Good. So, how do we find volume of a prism? Big B, which is 30, times the height of the prism, which is 5. So B is equal to 30 times 5, which is 150. The units are centimeters cubed. Do not forget your units cubed. Surface area is always units squared. Volume is always units cubed. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. Flip on the back. So for the next one, what shape do we have? Cylinder. So this is just a matter of plugging in our information. So my volume is equal to pi times my radius, which is 9, squared, times the height, which is 6. So using my calculator, pi times 9 squared times 6 gets me 1,526.8 feet cubed. And that's just calculator work. So hopefully you can type things into your calculator correctly. Remember, you need to have an actual calculator for your test. You cannot use your cell phone to use as a calculator. And then the last one, we're going to work backwards. You need to find the dimensions of the cube for it to have a volume of 125 cubic inches. So how will we do that? Because it's a cube or a rectangular prism, same thing. Don't we just do length times width times height? So what do we get when we take length times width times height? Not 3x, try again. That's adding. X cubed equals 125. So now I need to either think the number times itself 3 times is 125, or to undo a cube, you can take the cube root of either side. And on your calculator, you should have a button that probably looks something like this, with like an X. No, you're going to have to hit...
Calculator's weird.
Yeah, so you're going to have to type in 3 and then hit second and then the up arrow to get that little thing,
Thank
and 125. See if you can figure it out on your calculator so you know how to do it on your calculator. Can you figure out how to do a cube root? Like on the TI-30s, you have to hit the number 3 and then hit the second button and then the up arrow and then 125. Did you get 5 for your answer?
Yeah.
Does anybody not know how to do it on their calculator? So on that one, it's actually even easier if you hit the math button on the left-hand column, Aaron. There's like a math button. You see a button that just says math on it? And then I think number 4, is it a cube root? You see it? Yep, got it. All right, so what I need you to do right now is to grab yourself